not that brilliant. The sun isn't out, it could be better. But all the aficionados, all the Spanish fans have turned out this morning in full force to obviously watch Alonso for Ferrari, and he's got a raving round every time he drove past. But we've got the great pleasure right now to have with us Joe Ramirez, who is a superstar in Formula One, for those who know. Joe, hello, good afternoon, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm glad to be here and for this very nice day for the sport, although the weather is not very good, but the cars still have to run.
Indeed, indeed. For them it's work, and work they have to do. They have
Absolutely.
to test their cars to the max, and they have to try it in all conditions, don't they?
There is always something to find out, even in a weather like this. If anything, you test components on the car and durability. And the drivers, they haven't been driving for a long time in the winter, so they need to.
Yes, exactly. They've got to get ready for Bahrain, really, haven't they?
Very much, indeed.
Joe, you are dividing your time now between Spain and England. You live in Mijas, you fly back to London regularly. Since when has your dual life commenced like this?
I guess since I stopped in Formula One in 2001, so since about 2002, I've been dividing my time between Spain and London, but mostly in Spain.
Really?
Even today is not a good day, but it's a better weather than England. It's a better quality of life.
I'm with you on that one for the moment. Joe, you said England was your home for 40 years, or Formula One was your home for 40 years. You've been working with all sorts of massive names in the business. Ron Dennis springs to mind. How long have you been working with Ron?
18 years. 18 years. That was my last 18 years were with McLaren.
My good God. And you were instrumental, obviously, in discovering Lewis Hamilton.
Exactly. I took part a lot in the formation of Lewis when he was racing in go-karts, and then we got him out of go-karts, put him in Formula 3 and GP2, and whatever we put it, he was successful. So right now, among all the drivers, I got a special part in my heart with Hamilton, and obviously that's my favorite.
Like his second dad, I can imagine, because he must be very fond of you. You saw in him talent, spotted it maybe before anybody else.
Yes, we have born a bond with him, and I suppose I like to see him already being world champion, which was great, and now defending his crown again.
Yes, indeed, and we've also seen we've seen a very old pro coming back to the race, Michael Schumacher on the track.
Schumacher is such a name, and he's got so many records, and whether if you like him or not, it's big news coming back in the sport.
It must be, and at his age as well, and I could imagine the competition with Rosberg must be quite severe.
Indeed. Everybody's wanted to see how Rosberg is going to go against the champion. Everybody wants to see how the champion is going to come back to the sport now that the sport has changed so much. So it's so many different variations this year with new teams, and that everybody is just so eager to see this start in Bahrain.
Yes, and new teams, as you mentioned, but also new rules, because you can't stop anymore to refuel.
Put fuel anymore, so drivers have to be a lot more smooth and be more careful with the tires. And so this is a lot of different variation, which is going to make the sport very, very interesting to watch.
And obviously it must affect their driving strategies, in a big way, not just only the tyres, let's say, in a smooth ride.
Very much. Now you have, we were talking earlier on, we have the two British world champion recent in one team, and Button is a very smooth driver and doesn't make much mistakes, and Hamilton is a very aggressive driver and is tend to make more mistakes. So he will be quicker than Button, but Button is going to be more smooth, look after his tires more. So at the end of the race, Button could have the edge. So it'll be a lot of interesting things.
This is nerve-wracking stuff, just because the characters are so at the opposite of the spectrum, but actually they could both be, at the same time over the finishing line.
So it looks good for McLaren because they got one of each.
Yes,
so.
Indeed. No, I can understand that. Now, Joe, you've also written a book, Joe Ramirez, Formula One legend. What led you to do that?
When they said you're a legend, that means that you're old. But yes, I guess I'm old. But I've been, like I said, I've been lucky enough to have worked in the sport for the best 40 years. I've been with drivers like Jackie Stewart, Alan Prost, Ayrton Senna. Nigel Mansell, Stefan Johansson, Keke Rosberg, so many drivers that have walked through, I worked together.
And you've seen them
It's
come and
been
go, like Senna, for
so,
instance.
unfortunately, I see so many drivers going in my life because of the sport that
Yeah. Do you think the rules as they are now are the safest ever?
I think the cars are much safer. The tracks are unfortunately far too much safer than they used to be. That's the part of the sport that I didn't like. The tracks have changed too much. They're not so fast as they used to be. They're far too safe. The cars are very safe. I don't think we should have made the tracks safer as well. Having the cars being safe is enough, and then the driver is up to them to make it safer.
Yes.
But yes, the sport have changed a lot, but that's inevitably,
And who would you pick as most promising young talent in your eyes who's driving out there at the moment?
Well, I obviously have my eyes as well on Bruno Senna, because his uncle was probably arguably the best
What a story
ever
now,
driver.
huh?
Yeah, so it'll be nice to see him coming up, I think. Of the new ones, that's the one that I will put my money in. However, it's on a small team that at the moment they're suffering with money, and they don't know whether if they're going to be at the first race or not. They're not here today, and anybody that's going to miss this practice is going to be in trouble for sure. But that's life.
The name of the game.
That's the name of the game.
Yes. And are you looking forward? Are you going to Bahrain?
I am going to Bahrain. I am going to the first of which is very good. I've been lucky enough to be invited because they do the celebration of 60 years of Formula One. So
Oh my God, of course.
I've been in 40 of them, so I got an invite, and that's very nice because obviously it's so much expectation for this year for all of the changes that the new teams, Michael back, and all these things we talked earlier. So it's.
But for now, are you enjoying the hospitality of luxury MB race events today?
Well, you asked me about, fantastic. They're making a very good, very pleasant, as I said, except for the weather. But the hospitality is very good, it's everybody looking after you very well, and it's fantastic to be here.
Joe, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Very welcome, thank you.